guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a Gilmore Girls revival review because I just finished binging the entire 4 movies basically a few days ago, and I am so into it again. Like, I started rewatching the original series and I just love it so much. So today I thought I would talk about my thoughts on this. Let's get started. There are going to be so many spoilers in this video, so please don't watch it if you haven't seen it yet. This is my warning to you. Click out of this video now and come back once you've seen it, because you do not want this to be ruined for you. Okay, consider yourselves warned. So I'm gonna start with my gripes because there are some. There definitely are some. The first one is Lauren Graham's new face. I'm sorry. I was so shocked when I watched the trailer because I don't see why a beautiful woman like her should have had to go out and have plastic surgery, especially if it's gonna turn out like this. Don't get me wrong, everybody has the right to decide over their own bodies, but I just thought it was kind of shocking to see the big change that she had went through, and especially in comparison to Alexis or Emily, who don't seem to have aged at all. Like, I don't know how much makeup they put on Emily's face to keep her this way forever. And also, like, Keiko, I know it's those like Asian genes probably, but she is like the same. The next thing that a lot of other people seem to have taken quite a bit of issue with is Rory's cheating again. I don't know about other people, but for me, I always idolized Rory in the original series. I guess when I watched it for the first time, I was really young, and she was just so smart and beautiful, and she had all of these guys running after her, and I just thought that she was a perfect person. And then I don't even remember if I thought like differently of her after the whole cheating with Dean, but I definitely kind of rethought that prior conclusion while watching the revival. Honestly, like, looking back, I don't know why I idolized her so much, because she is such a flawed character. I cannot believe that she is back to cheating. I cannot believe that she's back kind of being content as the other woman and not striving for something more, or that she would settle for a relationship with Paul, which, by the way, the joke that they had going on for the entire 4 episodes kind of got old very quickly. I was hoping they would resolve it in the first episode, and then they didn't, and they keep bringing him back, and I'm like, really? Like, it was funny the first couple times and confusing because obviously you think that they would remember if they saw him, and then, you know, but I just thought that it was kind of weird that they would keep bringing him up, and it was like, just please break up with him. Just please do that. I was also kind of disappointed with the character of Luke, because it seemed that he's always kind of been somebody who kind of settled for what Lorelai wants. At least that's what I saw it as. Like, their whole relationship has always kind of been like he doing nice things for her and she barely appreciating them, barely recognizing them, and basically never, like, not retaliating, reciprocating. And I always thought that was kind of strange, and I didn't like that. I thought it was very selfish of her, and I genuinely don't even like Lorelai that much, because I think that she's a very self-involved person, and both of them are very, very self-centered and egoistic in a lot of ways, and that makes them kind of unlikable to me, especially in their relationships. They're definitely, both of them tend to be more of a taker than a giver, and I just kind of thought that it was sad that Luke would still be sort of giving Lorelai everything that she wants and saying like, oh, well, if this makes you happy, we'll do it. I don't even know how I feel about it. Like, I don't even have an opinion. Kind of a big gripe for me, because I'm not a fan of that sort of relationship in the first place. Another thing I was not a fan of are the many plot points that they bring up and then never resolve. For example, the surrogate conversation between Luke and Lorelai, or the letter situation between Emily and Lorelai. Like, I, for my part, basically thought that the letter would play like this vital part and like change their relationships forever, because they would realize that it was just one misunderstanding that had kind of set them off on this course of, you know, fighting all the time and disagreement. And then it was just never mentioned again, and I was very disappointed by that, because I was kind of holding out for that to be kind of a pivotal thing in the entire story that then completely fell flat. That kind of dialing it back to Rory, I honestly was kind of disappointed with where she was in life at this point. She is 32 years old. She does not have a set job. It seems like she didn't really achieve anything after graduation from Yale at all. She's in a relationship with a guy she doesn't like and that she keeps forgetting about. She's cheating on him with an engaged guy. She does not have a job and is kind of, again, super full of herself, kind of blowing off this like website that has been telling her that they want her for a really long time, and then as a completely final resort she agrees to go to an interview, but then she's not even prepared for anything and she just insults the CEO and is kind of really bratty about it, which is like, how are you so self-entitled? All you've done since college is write like this one piece that everybody seems to obsess about, but honestly, if you're 32 and you've been out of college for several years and you're supposed to be this bright star on the sky of intelligence and knowledge, how have you not done more with your life? Did she even go, traveling? Did she do anything of interest at all? Like, I felt kind of disappointed with her because I thought, as I'm sure everybody else did, like, that great things were in her future, and that just never seemed to have happened. She seemed to kind of just be stuck in the same place that she was like 10 years ago, and that's really sad, I think. And then even with the whole like Town Gazette thing, like, I was so sure that she was gonna revive it and bring it back to life, but then she didn't really do anything there, and I don't really understand why that was a whole thing. Like, I was so rooting for her to kind of bring that back to life and create like a whole little thing for herself, or anything really. Another thing is that, when she was at Chilton for the alumni meeting and the headmaster suggested to her that she should get her master's degree and start teaching, the way that she reacted to that was kind of, I thought, a little bit offensive, because I honestly think that she would have made a great teacher. Just like looking at her, that one scene in the classroom, the students seem to like her. She definitely knows what she's talking about, and she's always kind of been more of a student than like somebody who actually goes out and does things. I thought it would have kind of suited her to become a teacher. I thought she would have made a great teacher. But then she just goes out to say like, no, I have better things planned. I don't want to just be a teacher, and like kind of diminishes the position of a teacher, especially in like a school like Chilton. I'm sure that that's a very prestigious place to be in, and I don't really know why she looked down on that in such a way. And my final gripe that I could think of right now are the last 4 words. Apparently, Amy Sherman Palladino has had them planned for a very long time and has always meant them to be the final 4 words of the series. And sort of, I've read that in an article somewhere that was supposed to be kind of the start, like coming full circle, bringing the story full circle and showing that now Rory is going to live a life the same way that Lorelai did, sort of thing, which doesn't make sense to me because they have still very like different personalities, and I don't see why Rory would lead the same life her mother did ever. And also I just thought it was so cheesy. It kind of came out of nowhere. It didn't have anything leading up to it, and who is the father? Is it Logan or the Wookiee one night stand? Like, I really hope it's Logan, but I'm pretty sure that if it is Logan, he would leave his fiancée and be with Rory, and Rory obviously loves Logan or has some sort of feelings for him, so that in the first place would make her life not go the same way as Lorelai's, because she and Christopher obviously split and didn't stay together because he wasn't responsible enough. But I don't think that a like 32-year-old Logan is the same as a 16-year-old Christopher. Like, you can't compare the two. I don't know if they're gonna make another series to continue the story, but I really hope they do, because I think it would be fun to see, and especially because, it is sort of implied that Rory's life goes the same. I would love to see it not go the same. I would love to see her take a different route and do things differently than her mother did. Not that like how Lorelai did things is necessarily bad, but why would a mother and a daughter lead the same life? Like, I don't, it's a little too black and white for me, and a little too cookie cutter, easy mode, let's go, for me. So I would really love to see that kind of brought to a conclusion. And that brings us into why I liked it, which I did like it. I enjoyed it a lot, even though there were some things, as I just mentioned, that I did not think were good ideas. I just liked it overall so much. I thought it was a great idea to bring it back, especially since they left us with a season like season 7, which left everything open. Nothing cleared up, and I was so confused for the longest time. I did not even know and realize that season 7 was the last one, because I was like, there must be something else. This can't be like the end, right? Because nothing is cleared up, nothing is, resolved yet. So the number one thing I liked is Emily and her personal development. I think that she has come such a long way since season 1 of Gilmore Girls. And just seeing her kind of deal with Richard's death, which by the way was one of the saddest things about this entire revival show, because obviously it's not just Richard's death, it's always also the actor's death. Especially moments like the scene in the DAR meeting, that was hilarious. The way that she called them out on their bullshit, I was all for her. I'm all rooting for Emily Gilmore. And also the fact that she didn't fire her maid after like 20 minutes and let her entire family move in and all that. It was really hilarious, and I just thought it was super funny. And I really liked it. Also, I know a lot of people think that the musical part of the, was it the second or the third episode, I don't remember, was like drawn out way too long, but honestly I love that they literally wrote like 3 or 4 songs just for that. I love musical episodes in TV shows. I just do. I know it's kind of weird, but I do. And I love that that was basically the musical episodes of the Gilmore Girls, even though none of the actual like characters like sang their lives or whatever. I just thought it was funny, and the songs were hilarious and very stupid too. But honestly, I didn't understand why Lorelai was so bothered by it. If you just look at it as like a funny thing, I wrote down about this, it was slightly ridiculous, but in its own way, really great. And then in brackets, especially the line about incest, which out of context sounds very bad, but I just thought that was so funny. Anyway, another high point for me was Paris. I love how far she's come. I love that she has now like a surrogacy company that's super fancy and high tech, and like she's just the same, just grown up, and it was so funny to watch her, and I love that she's basically ruling the world now. I also love that they brought back all of the old characters. I really am rooting for Jess and Rory. Like, I'm so shipping them, but I'm almost more shipping Logan and Rory. I did think it was super cute how it's just like he stared through the window at her and was like mooning and pining for her, just like Luke was for Lorelai. But if you think about it, it would be kind of weird if they got together, because then his uncle and her mama married, and then they would maybe marry. And that's, it's not like necessarily incest, because obviously they're not related, but it's still kind of weird. Anyway, this video is getting way too long. I would have so much more to say about this, but I really need to cut myself short. I think I said the most important things. Basically, the TLDR version of this is, I did like it. There were a lot of things that I did not like, but overall, I thought it was amazing. I really enjoyed it. I wish there was more. I wish they would bring it back. Let's hope they actually do. If you guys have any other thoughts, please leave them down below. Also, don't forget to leave a like and click the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna see you soon. Have a lovely week. Bye! Where are all my notes? I don't know my notes. Am I recording? I am. Good job. Go me. She's cheating on him with an, what is the word? Engaged. And especially her scene in the DEA meeting. Is it DEA? No, not the DEA. Wait, that's something else. I wrote down especially the line about incest. Oh, we're still recording. Ooh, I've recorded like 20 minutes and it's still going. Good job. I was gonna say the same thing, and then I realized that's not even that good of a catchphrase.